Wait a minute. I thought we got Nosferatu last year. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today our movie in the middle is Bugonia. Bugonia is Yorgos Lanthimos' new movie about two conspiracy theorist-obsessed employees who are committed to proving that their CEO is an alien. It stars Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, Aidan Delbis, Stavros Halkian, and Alicia Silverstone. So we have gotten our new Yorgos Lanthimos movie, the last two being Poor Things and Kinds of Kindness. And you know how I feel about Lanthimos. I'm kind of give or take on him depending on what the movie is. I loved Poor Things. I thought Kinds of Kindness was okay. I thought The Favorite was pretty good. And The Lobster, that was too far back. That was the first one I ever saw of his. And I had no idea what I was getting into, so I kind of need to rewatch that one again. I also have yet to see Killing of a Sacred Deer, which I know is sacrilege. I need to see that one. I have definitely gotten more excited about the weirdness, let me try to decipher what he's talking about here, but I think it also does help that his last couple, at least Poor Things and Bugonia, have been a little bit more straightforward, you know, and that's saying something, considering what the movies still are, but they are more of his straightforward narratives. I also really love that, aside from Willem Dafoe, he's making Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons kind of his go-tos, and I love that because they are both phenomenal actors, so sure. I'll take that. So in that vein, starting off with the highs, this definitely, like I said, is a more straightforward story, but it still has its oddities and its definite weirdnesses about it. There's a lot of things that it cuts to that are a little bit more metaphor, really creepy and weird imagery. It definitely is more just of like a character-based, dialogue-driven story. And of course, being that the 90% of what's going to make this good is the acting. And all of the actors are just incredible in this movie. Emma Stone, obviously, she has, sealed her mark on Hollywood as being one of the best actresses out there right now because she can kind of take on anything. And what I like about in this one is that, she's captured as basically the CEO that they are convinced is an alien, and they're trying to get it out of her, admit that you're an alien. And in any other movie, this person being captured would be like, what's going on? Help me get out of here. But she's a CEO. She's smart. She's inventive. She's quick-witted. She deals with people all the time. So there's also this sort of intelligence and cunning, trying to talk things out that I really liked about it because it just was a little bit different. You could tell that, yeah, obviously she's freaked out, but she's going to try to combat this a little bit, and she plays that very, very well. Jesse Plemons is one of the best and most interesting actors working today. Every time I see that he's going to be in a movie, except for the rare occasion, I'm like, oh god, I'm really in for it. I'm going to be scared or feel a super big amount of stress or something because he is just so good at playing these characters who are unhinged or scary or downright evil. He's just so good at that. And in this one, you don't know for a bit exactly what side of the coin he's going to land on. It just slowly develops over the course of the movie, but he's just so fascinating to watch all the time. And I just love the look of his character in this one because it's like, dude, please just take a shower. Of course you're a conspiracy theorist. He just, in this suit that doesn't fit him, his hair is long and greasy 24/7. He just does not look well. And Aidan Delbis, I am so glad that they casted for a character who's on the spectrum, somebody who is actually on the spectrum. I know that is a really low bar, but here we are. And he was great. They dive into the themes and, the concepts of I believe in you and I believe that people, don't think you're as smart as you are, but you are smart and you can really help with this, and kind of how Jesse Plemons' character can persuade but at times manipulate this character as well. And it was just very interesting to see that sort of relationship that they had and where that sort of ends up. I also like the mystery of the entire movie of basically, are they telling the truth? Is this real, or are they just psychotic? And it kind of goes back and forth a lot, even to the point where you think you may have found out the truth, and then the way that they do a couple things towards the end, I still wasn't sure until maybe the last 10 minutes of the movie. And so that was really cool the whole way through, even when you think you got it, you may still not. Especially given, that concept of like, well, what if you are the one who knows the truth and you're the only one who believes it? No one else believes you, but you're right. Then you gotta keep going, right? Because if no one believes you, but you gotta prove it to save everybody, then even though people think you're crazy, you gotta keep driving forward. There's been so many people throughout history where not a lot of people believed them on one thing or another, and they turned out to be right and revolutionaries about something. Don't ask me who specifically at this moment, but I know they're out there. I know history. And of course, because it is a Lanthimos movie, crazy shit happens. It's kind of slow burn for a while, and then something crazy will happen, and then slow burn for a little bit, and then another crazy thing will happen. And it gets, pretty shocking. But I just like how bonkers this one is. I mean, again, it's still more of his straightforward one, but there is a lot of still wacky stuff in there. I like the sci-fi elements of it. Obviously, there's not like a ton, because it's like, is it real or not? So the little bit of sci-fi elements we get, whether they're metaphor or just, abstract imagery, I think that's really cool. And there's definitely a little bit of a conspiracy theory Easter egg that is in there that if you're not looking for it, you might miss it. Just look for something. It's closer to like the third act of the movie. I actually didn't notice it until my friend pointed it out to me. Also, the music is just so anxiety inducing. It is just so much of like big orchestra, cymbal crashes and drums, and I mean, it really was stressing me out. Like, genuinely, it was probably more stressful than a lot of horror movie scores that I've heard recently. For my lows, and honestly, this might be a middle depending on when I watch it again, because I do want to watch it again. If I pick up on things better, or it gels for me together more. Because obviously with a Lanthimos movie we can apply the idiot clause 24/7. From just a one-time watch, it kind of felt like the themes, the messages that he's talking about, it just felt a little contradictory. And it's not like, with Lanthimos especially, it's not like it's like, oh, he's just going, this is good, this is bad. He's just making you think about stuff, But I couldn't quite get what he was trying to say, because while I understand what he's going for, especially with these metaphors of bees and pollination and everything, like, I get it. I couldn't quite grasp exactly what he was talking about, which is fine. But the stuff that I could, and I was sort of getting at, it just felt like they were contradicting each other. So, like, I didn't really know what his point exactly was. And I don't want to get into what the themes are, because, I want you to watch it for yourself. I don't want to ruin it. But there was just some different, like, I would say, buzzwords of themes that it just felt like I wasn't really sure which side of the coin to fall on with this and what he was talking about, Clearly he has some sort of point, but I'm just trying to get at it. And where the movie does end in terms of a thematic ending, well, and actually in terms of a narrative ending as well, I didn't quite feel like it was earned. And again, I can't tell you why. I would love to talk about that at some point, but it just didn't feel like it was quite earned, and he was trying to get to this specific ending no matter what. That being said, visually, emotionally, the ending was very shocking and pretty effective, just at least emotionally. So overall, I like Bugonia. About a third or maybe half the way through, I was like, okay, this is going to be like a one and done. I don't think I need to watch this again. And I don't know, then the second half of the movie happens, and I was like, I definitely want to watch this at least one more time to kind of figure out what I think about the whole thing. And I do like that it is, again, still odd, but a little bit more straightforward, just some wacky visuals. Because then at least I feel like I can engage with it, I can attempt to try to figure out what's going on here, and feel like there's something for me to grab onto. And I liked the sci-fi elements, I liked the mystery and the, who's telling what truth. I thought that was all really, really good. I think I definitely still like Poor Things more, just as a whole experience, but Bugonia is definitely up there with one of my favorites of Lanthimos, which isn't many, but still, I liked it a lot. I'm going to give Bugonia a 3 out of 4. Well, guys, let me know what you thought of Bugonia, and where does it rank in all the other Lanthimos movies, if you even like Lanthimos. Have you stopped giving him a try? You know, I can understand, but I've gotten to the point where, like, I'll go see all of his movies and try to figure out what's going on there. And as always, keep your hopes high, your stress low, and movies right in the middle. I'll see you guys later.